Sigma females are very intelligent women who don't do anything without thinking it through and certainly know what is right from what is wrong, but sometimes they choose to indulge themselves in toxic deeds to gratify their addictions and use logic afterward to justify why. They give in to their emotions and use logic to make themselves feel better. It becomes even more dangerous when they turn such routines into habits and lie to themselves to feel better each time they give in to such urges. Of the many toxic things Sigma females do knowingly, these are the three that stand out the most. 1. Encouraging bad habits. Sigma females have a catalog of bad habits they want to get rid of, but sometimes they choose to indulge in them anyway. Examples of such bad habits include not calling or texting friends and family members to check on them, minding only their own business, masturbation, watching porn and watching movies or Netflix, breaking routines after a few days, and then using logic to come up with excuses to make themselves feel better. Sigma females have strong willpower, yet they struggle with putting off bad habits. The following are possible reasons why they struggle with toxic habits. 1. Because they have very strong willpower and the ability to do anything they set their minds on, they sometimes think they can just get up one morning, change their mind about a few bad habits, and expect results in the evening. The funny thing here is that they know very well that it takes time to get rid of such bad habits, and that consistency is key to getting rid of them. They also know that these habits are toxic and only bring them short-term gratification. But, somehow, they always manage to come up with new excuses to do them anyway. Being in the habit of constantly breaking routines and falling back to bad habits only weakens your willpower and enslaves you to your emotions and urges. 2. They know too much, and knowing too much can be a vice if they choose to biasedly use the information to favor why they have to indulge in their bad habits temporarily while planning to get rid of them in the days ahead. Getting rid of bad habits requires simple tricks that do not require the Sigma to rely more on their willpower. To get rid of any bad habits, the first thing to do is to get rid of the triggers. If you don't want to binge watch videos on Netflix, get rid of Netflix. If you want to stop masturbating, get a boyfriend. Don't use excuses and logic to make yourself feel better each time you fall into the temptation, and don't beat yourself too hard as well. Whatever the case, never lie to yourself to feel better, that in itself is toxic. 2. Keeping to themselves. Keeping to oneself and suppressing negative energies is toxic. Sigma females know this, but choose to do it anyway. They know that bottling negative energies makes them moody and impatient. A moody Sigma female is arrogant and irrational. Even though they choose to keep to themselves because they want to protect loved ones from hurt, sometimes it takes a greater toll on them than they think. Sometimes the Sigma female suffers guilt and regrets if they withheld information from someone and that person got into harm's way because they chose to keep that piece of info to themselves. They will never forgive themselves for that silly act and may run into depression if care is not taken. Bottling up negative feelings is one of Sigma females' toxic habits. They tend to keep to themselves when they don't want to deal with certain issues in their lives at the moment. They bottle up these feelings and later have a terrible outburst when they can no longer suppress such feelings. 3. Being too nice. Most Sigma females are constantly living life in an imbalance. If they rely more on their feelings, they become too nice, and people take advantage of them. If they rely more on reason, they are considered mean. Most immature Sigma females who have led the ways of the society get to them often see they need to think with their hearts instead of their brain. They live in constant guilt for not being nice enough and use logic to justify their actions each time they make a mistake or fall prey to emotional blackmail. Being too nice is toxic, and Sigma females know it but choose to do it anyways. Sigma females are easy to manipulate when they are too nice. If you can show them the right facts and evidence and make them believe. When someone is too nice to people, people turn to take that person for granted and treat them as inferior to them. It also makes the people around you lazy and overly dependent on you. Nobody will want to do anything because they know you are there. They will become self-centered and do only that which benefits them directly and leave the rest at the behest of your charity.